Well, the police walking around here trying to enforce laws call themselves people that are correct in society. Well, then why come you didn't correct 44 states with child marriage, man? You got canines out here snuffing out drugs, but you got all this technology and you have not snuffed out 44 states with child marriage. Well, you and your canine is under 44 states with child marriage, buddy. You and your canine is under a country that has 40 states with the age of consent under 18, big baby. While your canine is feeding and eating and getting ready to work, it's under 44 states with child marriage. Look, I can't make this up. If anybody deserves to say that, it's me. I can't make this up. And you don't deserve to persecute me over it. Instead of doing that, why don't you do something that you haven't done? Why don't you put the blame where it really belongs? You've been doing this all through history. You've been trying to stop people who tell the truth and giving information. Why don't you try to do something different? Because you're practicing a form of insanity. Well, the definition of insanity is what? What is it? You know it. You Americans know it. Doing the same thing, expecting different results. That's what you're doing. You're expecting different results. Doing the same thing. Persecuting the leader, persecuting the truth teller. And I don't know anybody, whether they be wicked or righteous, that wants to live under powers that's stopping you from getting money, that's stopping you from living a better life. I don't know anybody want to live like that. So even if it's wicked people that's doing it, are you self-righteous people? Or even you wayward Christians that go out here, you know the type. They think they're going to find the evil person and kill him. There's some crazy Christians out here too. They think they're a Christian vigilante. They think they're Christian Batman. Well, while you're being Christian Batman, they got 44 states with child marriage, big baby. While you the Christian Suicide Squad, that part. Yeah, you think you like Suicide Squad. They got 44 states with child marriage under Suicide Squad, big baby. For all you people that like to watch Law and Order, every episode of Law and Order was made under 44 states with child marriage, big baby. I know. Kingdom of God just brings the smackdown, don't it? We bring the smackdown. When you realize none of this matters anymore. Well, this is the real America, what I'm talking about. Now, what you was talking about. Okay. Yeah, you see that? You see how quick that left? I know it hurts. It should hurt you if you're a patriot, but that's not there no more. Nah, that's not there. Because there's no excuse for 44 states with child marriage. I don't care what you say. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. And that means your country that you thought you had was never real. That was never real. It was never the real America. That's a 7. That was never the real America. And right or wrong. Well, if it had 44 states with child marriage the whole time you didn't know about it, and you thought this was just some lovely land, you jumping on top of hills, driving your cars up and down hills, bumbling over hills, loving this country, having cookouts. But you didn't know the whole time you had this image of this great land, this all-American land. Listen to your rock and roll and everything at the cookouts. You've been deceived. You haven't been living the real America. You have been living under a false America. I know this hurts. This hurts bad. Real bad. For all you patriots and Americans. But unfortunately, let's say it like Pence says it. Unfortunately, you don't have the luxury. You don't have the luxury of blaming me or changing reality. You don't have the luxury of making your own reality. The real reality is, it's not my fault. And it's all theirs. It's all theirs. So I don't know what you're here for, but I know what you're here for. You know how God has set it up? He let me look like the villain. You were just getting ready to hit me, wasn't you? And then I told you 44 states has child marriage. And you dropped your hammer, didn't you? You dropped your gun. You dropped your sword and knife, didn't you? See, it took all of this. It took all of this. You know what we got out of it? If we didn't get anything else out of it, you know what we got out of it? Because everybody's trying to capitalize off of it. But you're going to get lost anyway, either way it goes. That's a 7. You're going to get lost either way it goes. But you know what we really got out of it? We got that it's 44 states with child marriage here in America. That's what we got. We realized we have not been living in America, the American existence that we thought we were living was never the American existence in actuality. You can't make your own reality. Everyone wants to say, oh, I live in this, we don't believe in alter realities, and these people are living. You pointing at people you think live in alter realities, but you're going to start living in one. You're going to start living in one when you just ignore what I'm telling you. You're going to live in one. And see, what's unique about my war is I'm going to have everybody on my side. Military, police, and here's what you didn't expect. Even racist people. Oh, I know. You didn't think that was coming, did you? Well, I ain't going to be hand in hand with them, but I'm pretty sure they have a problem with this too. Well, ain't no racists out here necessarily a pedophile now, are they? Yeah, I can't say because he's racist, he's a pedophile. I can't say because he's racist, he will be okay with this child marriage over here. I'm pretty sure he ain't feeling that either. You got a lot of racist people that's not going to be feeling 44 states with child marriage. You see what you got going? Why you thought it was a pro-black movement? That's a 7. You thought this was a pro-black movement. It's not. It's not. And that's why you see my people that respect me, they're not all black. They're all different ethnicities. Because you realize, okay, here we are where even though he does talk about black issues, now you finally got a black man in America that is not sitting up only talking about black issues. You have a black how I put it, messenger, leader that is not apologetic about being black and is not crying about it being black or crying about things that's happening to me. You know what I'm crying about? 44 states with child marriage. Boom. Boom, big baby. You don't see me crying about being black, do you? I ain't, look, I'm not going to say anyone was necessarily doing that, but you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to articulate to you. You know what I'm trying to say. And like I said in the past on my other videos, the solution is not, oh, let's tackle this racism in America. That's not the solution. Because if America cared about racism, why is it still here? If America was going to get rid of it, then why it ain't gone? Nah, I mean, I got to be simple. Some stuff is common sense. We always talk about common sense, but we don't apply it. If it was going to leave, then why is it still here? If they was going to make it leave, then why is it still here? It's still here. And do you think you're actually going to change that? But you can change the country getting rid of racism when you bring up 44 states with child marriage. Oh yeah, that's a big issue. It's a big issue. It's enough of an issue to get rid of racist people that are in power. You get rid of the racist people not talking about racism. You use this information and they have to leave. That's a 7. They got to leave. And this is how we win this war. I'm trying to get you off of talking about all these black issues. It's not going to work. If they cared about black issues, they would have done it a long time ago. They obviously don't care. Okay? Obviously. It's very obvious. So you're not going, like I told you before, and I'm not telling you to do it. Listen to me very closely. For all black movements and black, I'm not trying to discourage you. I'm trying to, you know what the serenity prayer says? Accept the things that I can't change. Accept the things that I cannot change. And the wisdom to know the difference. Know the difference of things that you can't change. You cannot make all these generations of racist people just go away. Because if you didn't know, they're installing it in the next generations. They're installing, so when you think it's just the older white people, they're raising their kids to think just like this. They're just more sophisticated with it. That part. They don't use the same format. But the principles are there still. So you have to understand what you can change and what you cannot change. So listen to me closely. It's not that you can't defeat it. You just can't come up talking about no racism. That ain't gonna work. Has it worked in the past? Really? So then you're gonna start practicing a form of insanity. Because you're getting up talking about this all over, just like everybody else did. You're not really saying anything differently. Okay? What I'm telling you is, now listen closely to all the black movements and black leadership. You need to take the information that I'm giving you and give it to the politicians and the community. You need to let them know that there's 44 states with child marriage, and no one will want to serve a country that has that. Therefore, you will subdue your enemies that are racist this way. That's a 7. I hope you heard me. Because that what you're doing ain't gonna work. You need to use this information to replace this government. You need to use this information to subdue this government. Well, how I look at it is they shouldn't be in power. It's not being some monstrous person. You don't deserve to be in power when you got 44 states with child marriage anyway. Why we need you in power? What you've done with your law system is made, while you was passing laws, you got so comfortable you start making child marriage laws. That part. And you didn't make any laws better or profitable for black people. Instead, you rather make up child laws where people can marry them. Now, if that's not unproductive, I don't know what is. Come on now. That's having way too much time on your hands, buddy. You got time to make child marriage laws? Nah, you need to sit down. We need to sit you down. Therefore, what is called America as a brand in government needs to cease to exist because of this 44 states marrying children. This is how it needs to be put. This is how you need to tell them. They need to cease as a brand and system because of 44 states with child marriage, not because of racism. Not because of racism. They already practiced it and got away with it. We ain't talking about that. They need to cease as a brand in government and in its system because of 44 states with child marriage. That's enough. Anybody want to still get along with them? Anybody want to still work this out? Anybody still see room to work this out when they got 44 states with child marriage? Yes or no? It's a yes or no question. And then I'm going to see where your morals are really at. You're trying to work something out with people that got 44 states with child marriage? You're trying to work something out with people that are marrying children? Yes or no? Then what does that say about you if you are? That's a 7. What does it say about you if you are trying to work it out with them? That you halfway agree with it. I know you don't understand psychology so well, do you? You obviously don't. Because you're giving a sense of consent when you're trying to work it out. That's a 7. You're trying to work it out? I'm not being biased in this situation. I'm telling you the truth. I'm not, listen. I'm telling you the truth. What does this mean then, Marcello? You may ask. This means that you can no longer support a system that's doing this. You can't have, you have to come out of America. You have to come out of the government. And this will, if you do it now, then we'll be able to create another government and brand quicker. The longer you wait, the reality is going to be that you're not going to be able to recover with the people. As far as the people that could be politicians out of the brand, that's not going to be there like it is now. If they come out now and you tell them now, because there's a lot of politicians that do not know this either. I don't know how, because it's their stuff. Laws are their stuff. I don't know how they don't know, but many of them don't know. You will be surprised. I bet half of these politicians don't even know. And if we do it now, then you can create another government and we can leave these racist people over there. Okay, you don't got nothing. We over here, we ceased you. We made you cease as a brand. We made you cease as a brand based on child marriage. Look, you can't trivialize this. This is something what men kill for, right or wrong. They don't kill for their kids. They don't kill for their children. Men will blow your head off for trying to have sex with their children. So that's how serious this is. So on keeping that in mind, this is very serious. That's a 7. Why you trivializing? There's people that blow people's heads off for this. Why you trying to act like it ain't no big deal? Some people get their head blowed off. Why you think I'm playing some goofy game? Some people get their head blowed off for this stuff. Get their chest blowed off with a 12 gauge. That's what happens. Why you think I'm playing some little goofy McDonald's game? Sponsored by McDonald's. Nah, this ain't that type of show. This is the type of show where people get their head blown off for this kind of stuff that they doing. That's what this is. Yeah, it just got real, bruh. It just got real. Because I know how Americans think. And you're not going to sit here and act like I'm playing some little gimmicky game. Like I got some little gimmicky video game going on here. People blow people's heads off for this stuff. And it works both ways. If they out here doing it on the streets, look, this government, best thing they need to do is cease as a brand. If you didn't know, now you know. Come out of that and create another brand. And this is the best way to extract these racist people out of America. That's a 7. This is how we're going to do it. We're going to leave them over there with this crazy 44 states for child marriage. Leave that there. Come create another system in government. And then, voila. This is your only chance. Look, this is your olive branch. This is your olive branch. And that olive branch ain't going to last long. It ain't going to be here long. This is the only thing you can do. You got to come out of that. You got to. And this is what's going to pull you out of the racist part. We're going to leave them there. We're going to leave real racist people, not people who struggle and fight among themselves and hit below the belt and say things out of anger and just war. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about real racist people. Because you don't know what real racism is. Real racism is activity, real activity that get your head blown off. That keep your children hungry. That's real racism. Keep you in the ghetto. That's real racism. Why you worried about what somebody thinking about and talking about? I'm talking about real racism. And that's how we get rid of it. We get rid of it, leaving them behind with that 44 states for child marriage stuff, which some of them know about. Not all the races do, because like I told you, some of the races don't agree with that. They're going to be on our side. They ain't going to be hand in hand because they can't come no further with that. But I guarantee you, they ain't going to be with American government anymore. They ain't going to be with that American government anymore. I know that part.